Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. Thank you for being here. This is going to be a general read from I've been dealing with. Of course, everything may not resonate, so take what does and leave the rest. And for more tarot readings after this, please check out my wife's channel at 53 Tarot She's Review as well. Thank you. Interesting. Stop to pause. Filling something on the sleeves. And then there you are on top of the deck, Sagittarius. It's actually a pretty cool card. I think it's one of the most calmest cards in this deck that I'm using. I mean, just like how peaceful it is. Makes me think of like one of those Japanese temples where it's kind of like, you take your shoes off before you enter, where they consider like anger and frustration as disrespect. It's kind of like lower your tone, watch your words, watch your voice, just kind of very, serene. It's a nice energy. It's all about respect. Very nice energy. All right, let's see what's going on. Kind of like don't fill the air with anger, rage, negative, lower frequencies. Let's see what's going on. Kind of just an energy of respect your environment, respect your relationships, respect the air, just about respect. Interesting, like different, respect of different cultures. What are we talking about here, Sagittarius? What's going on here? What is it, like an energy of like traveler in a foreign land or something? Or a foreigner in I forget, I don't know myself. You get it, traveler. They're not from around here type of thing. So they might kind of a wanderer, drifter, traveler, that sort of thing. Not all who wander are lost, of course. Maybe they're just kind of paving their path. I don't know. Oh, weird. It's kind of like weird scenario. The whispers from people, the town folk or inhabitants, if we're kind of looking at it that way. What is this? What are we talking about here? The whispers and the mutters and under the breath. What is the kind of scenario that you're kind of unfolding? So I don't know. Jumping in, like the chatter, the noise of the town, the noise of the villagers. Where are you, Sagittarius? And whoa, where are they? Who are you asking about? Unfortunately, I'm looking at the Three of Swords. There's something that, there is a connection there, but for some reason, it's sort of like the longer they kind of process and digest everything, like, are they happy or are they not happy? With that Three of Swords, they're emphasizing, unfortunately, no, that happens when, the opposite of happiness. It's just like, damn, that's an energy. Like, no, far from happy, in other words. Far from happy. And for some reason, it's just a situation of, okay, get going. You slap the ass of the horse, like, gotta go, off I go. Like, is it like cowboy energy? What is it? This is like you wake up, I don't know, you wake up one very rough, cold morning, and things between the two of you are just kind of like, eh. there's the thought process about each other, but there's like the one, the wondering or the wandering or the curiosity. Um, and it's kind of like, they just kind of like, all right, splash some cold water in the face. Gotta go. Gotta get back out there. That is a grind. That is a grind. Got bills to pay and got some food to earn, huh? What is going on? Like, don't lose your sanity out there. Once again, you do emphasize like you're just looking at. I don't know what that is, Sagittarius. Again, you kind of just show me like you're just energetically like looking after them. Damn. Is this kind of like Jeez, I'm not gonna even kind of go there. Did they pack themselves a lunch? Did you pack them a lunch? Like, I don't even think it's like that. Like, this is a very like this is like a cricket situation. Um, I mean, they're even agreeing like, yeah, I gotta go fucking make that bread. I gotta do what I gotta do. I mean, it is. I mean, they just show me like dragging energy. It just kind of like this fucking sucks. This fucking sucks. There's the world. But they're at the same time, they're also kind of like, it is what it is. Nah, I don't buy it, Crosswatcher. It isn't what it is. I understand you might have that mentality and that perspective of like, what the fuck are you gonna do? True, but what you personally are going through, this is an energy of like, I am so far from happy. I'm so far from fulfilled. I am so far. You get it, Sagittarius. Um, there's this energy of almost like self-sacrifice. Like this energy of like, it's not even like constant or consistent. It's just kind of like, it is what it is. It's like this race to like, it is what it is. What are you gonna do? It's like it dismissive or like bypasses or jumps over like what they themselves personally are going through. Um, and that's that energy of self-sacrifice. What do they say? It's noble to lay down your life for another. But when you sacrifice yourself for what you yourself need to do, that's kind of like, eventually that shit's gonna catch up to you, Crosswatcher. Hello, by the way. That shit's gonna catch up to you. You're grinding yourself and you're wearing yourself. What do they call that? You're working yourself down to the bone. It's kind of like my hands are, that's like if I did so much tarot where I'm just over here like fucking falling apart and all of a sudden you see my hands just turn into like skeletons. I've worked the muscles. All you see is like the tendons and the bone. And it's just like, what the fuck? Are you taking care of yourself? Did you eat something? Are you nurturing yourself? How you doing? Because you don't look too good. How you doing? You taking care of yourself? I mean, this is an energy where they're so far from happy and so far from fulfilled. That energy of fulfilled is kind of like, go out and just eat yourself a big old fucking gourmet meal. Go out and eat yourself a big old fucking meal and just slap your belly and be like, you know what? At least my belly's filled. At least my belly's warm. Um, and take care of yourself, Crosswatcher. Seriously. And if you are doing that to where you do gorge yourself and you do eat a big gourmet meal and you still feel like, you're falling apart and you're starving and you're unfulfilled, then that means it's something a little bit deeper between you and Sagittarius. And I don't know what that is. There's something that you're not talking about, communicating or expressing, where it's like why you're unhappy, what you're lacking in the connection or the situation or dynamic, whatever that is. Because what you're kind of emphasizing here with this world card showing up is you're like, and I feel like by the end of the day, I get the shit end of the stick. It's that song, Satisfaction by Benny Benassi. Push me, and then just touch me, till I can get my satisfaction. Everyone in the club dancing with each other. I don't know. There's a tower. Like I said, grind. It makes me think of like metal work. You have a grinder on metal and you're just kind of like wearing that shit down, like, and sparks are flying. And it's just kind of like, damn, especially on like a cold winter day or morning when you got to do that shit. You just see sparks flying and it's so hot at the same time because it's so cold. It's just nothing ever catches fucking fire. There's no flame, there's no passion, there's no romance. And you're just kind of like grinding down metal. You just smell the aroma of hot metal, kind of like brakes on your car, just like. Interesting. Two different dynamics. Two different Sagittarius is asking about their situations. One is in a relationship, and one is asking about a coworker, and you are well aware of each other. Hello, community. Small world, ain't it? I mean, look at this. This is kind of funny. Strength comes out, right? Look at the guy roaring. Like let's hear your fucking gutturals, and then the lion doing the same thing. So here's strength. Look at this, Sagittarius. There's strength. There's the guy going. He's gutturaling. His warrior call. And then the next one is the Nine of Swords, where he's up in bed like fuck. Like which one is it? The warrior call, or is it the panic of like fuck? Or both? Or both? That is one frustrated warrior. That is one frustrated warrior. I mean, clearly it's sort of like physically burning off some steam or mentally burning off some steam. That is kind of like the situation, unfortunately, is causing this weird fluctuation of energy where it's kind of like they are just about to burst into flames themselves. And it's just kind of like, I'm fucking burning to ash here. Kind of like the typical lover's energy. Unfortunately, let's just say, I use this example, I think, for Aries quite a bit. The masculine or the male is approaching the feminine. Behind the male, I really need to get an original Rider-Waite deck. The male is approaching the feminine, and it's burning up and burning to ash. It's almost like hell in heaven, paradise in torture and purgatory. Ash, the barren land, and Eden, paradise. He, or the masculine, is approaching her, she, in paradise. Now, what happens at that crossroads point where the two of you are together standing there and nothing's happening and everything behind him is burning to ash? And eventually, what happens is if you stand there at that crossroads long enough and nothing happens between the two of you, what happens is that fire, like a cigarette, controlled burn, starts to catch up to him and he starts to burn and turn to ash himself. And before you know it, there ain't fucking anything left but a shell. That's what I'm looking at. I don't know why there's like a countdown of like a find some sort of paradise or find some sort of Eden. Um, I don't know what that's about. Like trying to find some sort of oasis, like I said, or like I said, paradise. It's just kind of like, typically when you hear about the term paradise, like, oh, I believe I was at like a grocery store a while back. It's like, how's it going, bro? Oh, good. Another day in paradise. And what he meant was like, fuck, it's a fucking grind. It's a hustle out there. And you got to do what the fuck you got to do. Paradise, he was being a smartass. Another day in paradise. Another day living the dream. And you're like, bullshit. But it sounds cool, right? Yeah. Sounds cool. Not really. Fucking sucks. It's hell. Come on now. No sense. No sense in beating around the bush, or like I tell Leo, no sense in standing on ceremony. Let's not be fucking fake about this. The cold, hard world out there. There's a devil wanting to pop out with a flame. Hopefully not, Crosswatcher. Hopefully not. Battle cry. That's a battle cry. Oh my gosh. And there's the battle. Ooh. That turns into a situation of what's that saying? What is that saying? Everyone you don't know is fighting a battle you're unaware of. Everyone in life is fighting a battle you're unaware of. What happens is people get stuck in that battle mindset. They start battling everything and everyone around them. That's a no-no. They're like, yo, you're taking your problems and issues out on people that weren't a part of it. Misplaced anger and frustration. I get you, Crosswatcher. You're like, fuck yeah, this shit's hard. Yep. No shit. It is what it is, though, ain't it? That's the grind. That's the grind. What's that clothing brand? Natural Grindstone. Pretty cool shit. Yeah, there's that Five of Pentacles, that cold shit. That cold shit. It's like, fuck, I got some things I gotta take care of. Keep yourself warm. Keep yourself warm. Stay away from addictions and substances. You know, select and choose your poison. It might keep you warm. All it does is cuts off your nervous system and tricks you. It ends up doing more damage up here than it does good for you to stay warm. Huh. They got a lot to do. They have a lot to do. They do, geez, they do show me like they're just trying to get shit done and get shit taken care of. Do what you got to do, crosswatcher. Do what you got to do. But I wouldn't advise playing around. No funny business while you do what you got to do. Bye.